Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman. Today we want to talk about Roger Hinds times Surftech. And what Roger has done is he has released a collaboration in Surftech build technologies. Now you're able to get your hands on a Roger Hinds board a lot more easily than in the past, obviously, because there's only so many boards that Roger can make completely with his own two set of hands. And like you're used to, like a PU poly, hand shaped, Roger glassed, Roger tinted, Roger sanded, Roger polished board like the Dreamfish all the way down here on my left. There is a market for those boards, but there's only so many that Roger can build in a year. And the very first thing, well, so with that image and with that reputation that Roger has, which is the highest end level of shaping and the highest end level of craftsmanship, when he partnered up with Surftech, a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads like, Roger Hinds is kind of the last guy that I would see partnering with Surftech if he's the hand shaping all by one set of hands guy. But if you flip it around, it actually makes sense because Roger has a really fine eye on materials and construction quality and final build quality and all the finishing and the QC and everything like that. So what he saw in Surftech prior to partnering with them with other boards that were being made there is all of these things were at a level that he was really impressed with, and he wanted to be able to ramp up his production and make his boards more readily available to the worldwide market, and also at a slightly lower price point as well compared to all of his hand-shaped and hand-built boards. So that's why he partnered up with Surftech. And from looking at the initial boards, like right out of the box when we got them at Real, to having surfed them for several months now, the performance and the durability is definitely there. So doing a quick overview of the boards that are around me and behind me, all the way to my left, viewer's right, is a PU Poly Dreamfish, Roger Hinds Dreamfish, and that one was hand-shaped by Roger. And when you say hand-shaped, because hand-shaped gets a little bit confusing, hand-shaped is completely from a blank, so no machine at all. And hand-shaped, and then glassed by Roger and completely finished by Roger all the way to the end. So that's a Dreamfish. Right next to it is the Surftech Dreamfish, the Roger Hinds Dreamfish built in Surftech Fusion HD. And so this board is obviously going off of the same design as the original Roger Hinds Dreamfish. It's built with an EPS core and fiberglass construction with epoxy resin. Similar, like we reviewed the IPA Wrecking Ball and the Dark Twin. It's similar to those constructions. And so what you get is you get a board that is light. The epoxy resin makes it really strong. It also has good flex. And what you notice on this board is that, and also on the hand-shaped ones, is that the rails on these things are super foiled out. Really easy to control and get the board down in the water and keep it in the water in the turns. So that is the Dreamfish in what they call Fusion HD, the epoxy construction. Roger also makes his Nomad with Surftech. And the Nomad is basically like an all-around single board travel board. It's also a great groveler, but this is a little bit more wide point forward and then pulled in the back. And it has, again, it's in the Fusion HD construction. And this one, which is, I think, a 6.8 at like 46 liters, is like the most foiled out 46 liters of all time in the rails, like super thin throughout on the rail, but he keeps all of his volume down the center line. And that's one of the things that Roger mentioned in talking with him about like how foiled out he can get these rails, is that he said once people get addicted to the shaping machine, they have a hard time getting the rails as thin as they want, because the rails are kind of governed by how thick the center is, and they can taper them, but they just don't, there's a limit as to how far it will taper them. And he likes to go even further than what the machine's recommending and really bring those rails down. That's the Nomad. Next board that Roger's doing with Surftech is the Tamago, which is like a double ender speed egg. And this board, again, super thin on the rail, available in 3 sizes, 6'10", 7'0", and 7'4". This is a 7'4", again in Fusion HD. This is a 2+1 setup, and so you can ride it as a single fin. He recommends it as a 2+1. This is a little bit more slanted towards a bigger single fin and smaller side bites. You can also go with a little bit more equal setup if you want. That is the Tamago. Tamago is Japanese for egg. And the last board down on the ground right here is the Renaissance. And so the Renaissance is Roger's board from the 60s, from like kind of the peak of the longboarding era before everything started going short. And what he's done is he's taken some of his original design ideas from that era of longboarding and then brought in all of his modern shaping, like his bottom contours and his really thinned out rails, into a board that has a lot of the modern, but also with some of the past as well. Obviously, that's why they're calling it the Renaissance. And the Renaissance is available in 2 sizes. It's available in a 9.4 and also the 10.0. This is a 10.0 right here. And as you can see, again, really foiled on the rails and a single fin setup. And this board, while all the other boards, the Dreamfish, the Nomad, and the Tamago are available in Fusion HD, this board is made in Tuflite, which has a little bit more ding durability. Everybody knows Tuflite for being able to drop it in the parking lot or kind of like swing around and hit your car or your garage door by accident. And with the longboards, they wanted to retain some of that accident durability, where the Fusion HD is more of a performance epoxy. And its durability is in keeping the deck held together and keeping the flex in the board over a long time. This durability in this type of epoxy construction is ding oriented. And so they go with the Tuflite on the Renaissance for the 9.4 and the 10.0, just to give the board like ultimate life and ultimate hassle-free ding durability. So that's the Renaissance. And again, it's available in a 9.4 and a 10.0. So these are the boards that Roger initially built in Surftech construction: the Dreamfish, the Nomad, the Tamago, and the Renaissance. We're going to review each one of these in depth. So if you want more information about any of these boards, just go to the model page on our website and you'll see a full in-depth review on the board. But like I said at the beginning of this, we've been really impressed with the performance, with the feel of the board, the durability of the board, you know, just like the very first impression of it. And they're great products. So I think it's definitely been a home run between Roger and Surftech. If you have any more questions on Roger Hinds, either the hand-shaped PU polys or any of the Surftech Roger Hinds, you can always give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.